Out of the Box continues on Q1043.
Q1043's Out of the Box. This is Jonathan Clarke, and I'm joined on the phone now by someone I've never met or interviewed before, but I've always wanted to, and here we are, Geddy from Rush. Welcome, man.
Hey, Jonathan. How are you?
Pretty good, and I know you and Alex have been together in a band for I guess is it 40 years now?
It seems longer somehow.
And I know Neil came along in 1974, and in 2004, you guys celebrated that incarnation of the band's 30th anniversary. So I'm curious, when people come up to you and go, hey, Geddy, happy 37th anniversary, what goes through your mind when people say that to you?
Oh, I just go, oh, God, am I really getting that old? It's an amazing story, really, for me. I just feel very fortunate that I've been able to do what I do with those two knuckleheads for so long, and still have people interested in hearing it and coming out to see us. It just blows my mind.
And I'm sure you've been asked a million times. I mean, back then when you're a young kid and you're just sort of, you're playing bass and you're having fun, did you guys ever sit around and say, wow, can you imagine 30 years from now we'll be, playing these huge places with all these adoring fans?
Never. Of course, when you're in a garage band and you're trying to make it and you're rehearsing, you dream of playing an arena, but if or playing big concerts. But to ask how you'd be doing that 30 years later, God, I mean, just inconceivable.
And I was reading that, while there are those that sort of have a perception of Rush of having this, decent-sized and devoted cult following, that following has really, really grown over the years, so much so, in fact, that Snakes and Arrows debuted at number 3 on the Billboard albums chart, making it the band's 11th top 10 album. I don't think people realize how really popular Rush is.
Yeah, we've been incredibly fortunate because of the fact, I guess, that we, in some respects, keep such a low profile. We're not on TV a lot, and we're not in all the gossip magazines or anything like that. We're not interesting enough for that stuff. We have a huge dedicated fan base, and that really can't wait for our records to come out, and we're totally grateful for that, I can tell you. But we kind of slide there under the radar.
When I think of Rush, I think of them as perhaps the most powerful power trio maybe ever. But I wonder, when you guys were younger and first starting out, was Cream, one of the first power trios ever, influencing you guys as writers and performers?
Hugely. I would say they were our most important first influence, absolutely. In fact, I remember seeing them when they first came to Toronto at Massey Hall, and they were certainly heroes of ours, and we used to play some Cream songs in our very, very earliest incarnation of the band.
Right, you did that. You did an album of covers, I think, in 2004.
Yeah, we did.
Right?
Yeah, we played Crossroads on that, but I think the first song of theirs that we really used to play when we were doing all the drop-in centers in high schools was Spoonful.
Oh yeah,
their version of Spoonful.
Well, you were very lucky to see them back then, and I think Massey Hall is still. Is that still a venue, or is it?
Yeah, it's still there. Yep. Yeah, it's a small 1,700 seat venue in Toronto.
Man, to see Cream back in the day there must have been special.
It was really a thrill. And I remember at the time I couldn't get anyone to go with me, so I went by myself.
Did you save the ticket stub?
I do have the ticket stub somewhere, yeah.
Oh, man. Well, It's Jonathan Clarke on the phone with Geddy from Rush. Let's not forget to mention Rush is coming back to our area, the PNC on July 12th and Jones Beach on July 14th. And this coming Tuesday, April 15th, Rush will release Snakes and Arrows live. And Geddy, first, the title Snakes and Arrows, where does that come from?
Well, it kind of relates to one of the songs. There's a song called Armor and Sword that deals with, how children, in one aspect, deal with how children are influenced by so many things, by what your parents say, by what they're exposed to, and they have to make their way and kind of navigate the snakes and arrows of life to try to still establish a way of moving forward and things to believe in and that kind of thing. So without getting too intricate, where it comes from.
And talk about this live album, Snakes and Arrows Live, which features some great performances from the band, one of which I want to play in a second here. But you recorded this in a pretty cool place, right?
Yeah, we recorded it in Holland. Isn't that weird? We were doing 2 shows at this what used to be I think a bicycle arena for cycling.
Oh, cool.
In Rotterdam. And the fact that we were in the same venue for 2 days, and it was a good sounding venue, and we had good access to bring all the gear in, we decided to film those 2 days, and we were very pleased with the performances. So we thought, well, we'll release the audio side of it first, and then hopefully by Christmas we'll have the visuals edited together.
Do a DVD action?
Yeah.
Well, we got a track from Snakes and Arrows Live I want to play, but Geddy, for some of our listeners that have not heard this song yet, talk about the inspiration for this song, Workin' Them Angels. What's it about?
It's kind of about how, Neil wrote it from a personal perspective, but I think everyone can relate to it, how you go through your life and you are able to do things or get away with things, and sometimes you can't believe you got through that difficult moment, and you just kind of look up and it's like somebody's taking care of you, like you're really asking a lot of the gods to watch over you for that extra, moment or that extra time of difficulty. So that's kind of what it's about.
Or the guardian angel, as it were, I guess, right?
That's right, yeah.
The new live album from Rush is Snakes and Arrows Live, coming out Tuesday, April 15th. For more info on this album, Geddy Lee and Rush, go to Q1043.com, keywords out of the box. And Geddy Lee from Rush, thank you so much for calling into the show. It's been a real pleasure talking to you, man.
Nice talking to you, Jonathan.
And we'll see you this summer at the PNC and Jones Beach.
Terrific.
Out of the box on Q1043.